Hello guys, today we're going to be taking a look at these two Sylvania street lights that I have, that I'm very grateful to have. These things are really awesome. The one on the left is a Sylvania Urban, and the one on the right is a B2224. Both of these things are running 80 watt mercury vapor lamps. This one, the Urban, is from 2011. And the B2224 is from 1992. This one I bought off Gumtree and we had it shipped across the country to me from Melbourne. Cost around $40 I think it was, plus the shipping, so it was about $70 odd to get this thing, but I'm very happy with it. And the B2224 I got just yesterday, my mum bought it for me. It was for sale by a guy in Perth. It's brand new in box. I actually have the box. I'll show that to you in a minute. It's never been installed before. So this one was installed, but not for very long, because I have a feeling it was removed way before now. Like, it wasn't installed for many years. And then this one was obviously not installed. The guy that my mum bought this from, he had a bunch of them that he installed on his barn, and this one he just didn't install, and so he sold it. And then this one, there was 3 of them there, but he could only afford to have one of them shipped over, so I only have one. But both of these are very awesome. They're much better built than the flat imported Chinese LED streetlights that are being installed these days. These are much better built. These will outlast them many times over. These are made in Australia for Australian conditions. This one's made out of cast aluminium. Well, actually, they're both made out of cast aluminium. We'll turn them over here, actually, so you can see the backs of both of them. I've got plugs on them so we can run them as well. So here we have the back of the Urban and the B2224. Well, obviously the B2224 has this polypropylene cover that covers all of it. The Urban just has a polypropylene cover on here. Now, the Urban did do a different version. It was exclusive to 2003, I believe. Actually, no, up to 2003. All the ones before and up to 2003. So if it's older than 2003, it likely is a Maxi Urban. And usually it's just cut into the letters here and it says Maxi. And also the casting around the photocell is different. It doesn't have this part sticking out. It's just flat. To get to the rear covers on both of these, the Urban has these little clips. I'll actually make sure that I'm showing you. It has these clips that you just squeeze, like so, and it comes off. There's 4 of them. So, I'm sitting on the plug. So we squeeze this, and then our cover comes off. I'll set this down. To access the internals of the B2224, there's 2 screw nuts. There's one here and one here, and you just undo both of them. They don't come off, they just unscrew until they're kind of just, see, they just kind of chill in there. This one chills in here as well, and this will come off. Both of these covers are attached to the streetlights with cables, so that they won't fall down if they come off in the weather or while you're servicing it. So this is what the inside of both of them look like. We have our slightly different D2 photocell mounts here. This one is the more standard one, which is more common, and it's more common on like the Urbans and all of the streetlights. When you take the photocell out, the prongs actually touch between these 2 wires, so the light stays on. This one's slightly different in that it doesn't do that. It stays off if you take the photocell out. I'm not really too sure why that is, and this is the only Urban that I know of that does that. So, yep. But actually, let's take the camera out of the tripod, and we'll get a closer look at these boys. So on the Urban here, we have our Tridonic choke for the 80 watt mercury vapor lamp. Have our wires. They put these little capacitors on here. I don't really know why, but I haven't taken them off. And there's one on the main connections as well. This is the main connections. This is our plug coming in. Here we have our photocell socket, which someone wrote AM on it. I'm not too sure why. Moving on to the B2224, we've got our Atco 1B80 80-watt mercury vapor ballast. We have our photocell socket. Here we have the spigot mount bolts, which I forgot to show on the Urban. This is what they are. Spigot mount bolts. This little hole here is what the screw screws onto for that black back cover. We have our main connections. This goes through to the socket, and then we have our Tridonic Atco, not Tridonic, sorry, just Atco capacitor. I didn't actually check this for a date code, but there isn't one on there. Here we have 18th of December 1992. Still don't know what that says. And then it says tested. So, yes. And then also on the Urban, here we have, so here we have Sylvania Urban, JA11A09, HSLBW-80. There's more information on these because they're newer. 80 watt mercury vapor, 240 volts, 50 hertz, 0.80 amps. There's all the weather rating information. They have some other information. This one was built on the 27th of September 2011 and it was made in Australia for Australian conditions. These are very well built lights. Again, this one, it doesn't have any tag like that. This is the only information on it, as well as the ballast itself. So I'm going to put the phone back up on the tripod now. Alright, so to get the covers back onto these things with the Urban, you set it on. These clips I showed you before, you just press this down and it clicks. So, sorry about that, my dog is going nuts. He'll be calmed down in a minute. So we just clip all of these, and this is on. And we'll set it down like this. And then on the B2224, we just place it on. And then these two screw nuts that we were looking at before, we just screw both of them down, so this one, and then the front one. Don't need to be insanely tight, just finger tight. Right, now on the front of these, this is what the front of them looks like. They're actually pretty similar in design or layout. The optics are up here, the lettering is here, and the photocells are here. The photocells are actually on opposite sides, but you know. These both use the same type of photocell, which is a D2 type. This is what the one that came in the Urban looks like, it's original to it. And this is what the one in the B2224 looks like. They are different, but they use the same socket. I could put the one from the Urban in the B2224 and vice versa, as I showed you. See that goes in there, and that goes in there. So you can do that. They are the same. This one's dated 2011, the same as the Urban, and this one's dated 1992. Now, I should mention, with the B2224, it came new in box. I actually have 3 bulbs and 2 photocells with this thing. That's right. Them to you. I'll show you how to take off the optic covers. So on the Urban, there is this front clip here that you just unclip like that. It stays on there because there's a screw thing here, so it hinges, and then 2 side clips that you just pull them back like this, and they unclip. Now it is easier when it's up on a pole because it'll just fall down, but there you go. And that is how to access the bulb on this one. On the B2224, it's obviously a bit different because it's a different light. We just have the screw nut that removes the back cover. We just undo just this screw cover, like that. And then this optics actually twists off. It's on like a twist lock, so you twist it like that, and then it comes off. And it is attached to it with a cable, so that that won't fall or lose, even though they do fall and lose all the time. So both of these things are running very similar bulbs. These are both 80 watt mercury vapor bulbs. Take a look at the one in the Urban. Actually, we'll take a look at both of them at the same time. Obviously, the one out of the B2224 is older, but they are both made by Osram. The one of the Urban is this one, This one is dated, that date code I asked on Lighting Gallery, it is from 2008. Made in China, and this one's made in Germany. So, yeah, and again, you could run these either way in either fixture, because these are both M80. We'll take a look at that lettering in a minute, I'll tell you what all that means. Let me just screw that back on. Now, before we put the covers back on, I want to show you something else. I got 3 bulbs and 2 photocells with this B2224. The Urban just came as is with all of its parts on it. This is the packaging sleeve from the bulb that's in there now, as you can see, Osram HQL. So that's what that is. And then we've got 2 of these bulbs. I'll show you here. This one is in better condition, this one's in worse condition. They're both made by probably Osram, I'd actually say, but they're labelled Watton. I don't really know who that is, but if you look, the designs of the etches on both the German-made Osram and the Watton bulb are very similar. In fact, they're actually the same except for the date codes and the where it says Osram and Watton. The bases are the same, the coating is the same, the insides are the same. So I'm guessing these are just Osram bulbs, they're just branded that other unknown brand for whatever reason. I haven't tested either of these, I've only used the Osram bulb on it for now, probably. Then I'll also show you, I got 2 photocells. This box is empty. Well, there's actually 2 empty boxes. The way it came with an empty box, there's no photocell in it. This is the box from the photocell that's on it now, and then this is the other one that I have. You can see it looks exactly the same, has the same date code and everything, 1992. So yeah, back on. Right, now obviously to put the covers back on, it's pretty much reverse of taking them off. We take this, and the cable does make it a little bit tricky. Also, on the B2224, there's Sylvania GTE lettering here. It also says street side, because in this acrylic diffuser there is fins. It's kind of hard to show on camera. I don't know how you can see that, but the fins are bigger and they're more focused out to the side, on the sides, and then again on the front it's kind of going that way. The idea is that this will catch the light and throw it out either side a long way, but not far out the front and back, because if it was mounted on a street, that would be how you'd want the light to go. So we put this in, I'll just try and show you here. We put it in like that and we twist it, and then we screw on this nut, and you'll see it pokes through and it prevents that from being untwisted again. On the Urban it's different. I just close this up, pull the clip down, and this clip, and this clip. And I'm sure you've probably heard enough of my voice. So what I'm going to do, we're going to power both of these boys on, right here, right now. Hopefully you can both see both of them. Oh, before we do, I'll just mention quickly, on all Australian streetlights, they will all follow this lettering. So M80 is mercury vapor 80 watts. The D is for diffused because the bulbs have a coating on them, they're not clear bulbs. 1992 on the Urban M80D 11. The lettering was almost completely rubbed off this when I got it, so I went back over it again with a Sharpie, but you know, it's much the same thing. Also, this S12 that's written on the Urban's photocell, that wasn't me, I don't know what that's from. Alright, and with a bit of editing magic, we are now in the garage. I actually was thinking I should have shot the video in here, but I'm not going to now, plus the lighting is better outside so you can actually see these things. But right now we are going to turn both of these street lights on, right here on camera, in 3, 2, 1. Now I think I mentioned before that I have a sock on the Urban's photocell because the photocell socket in it's a bit finicky. And right away you can see the B2224 makes a much deeper pink upon startup than the Urban, probably because it has a better bulb in it. The German built Osram, as opposed to the Chinese one. Probably takes longer to warm up though. One of them's humming. I think it's the B2224 because my Urban, when I ran it in here, it was completely silent. But yeah, like I said before, these are very good lights. Much better than the Chinese LED flat, ugly things that they're putting up now. Those B2224s have been around for over 30 years and most of them are still running. LED won't last 30 years, won't even last 10. So let's go ahead and let them warm up. Alrighty, so we are pretty much at full brightness now. These things are really cool. Obviously they don't look like, the camera makes them look really awful. On the camera they look green and flickery and grainy, but in person it's more of a white with a hint of pink. In the case of the Urban, there's a slight bit of blue in there as well because Chinese bulb, but I might run one of those German bulbs in it, I don't know. But you can see what I mean with the B2224. If you're looking here, it doesn't look very bright, and then if you look from this side, it's much brighter. And it is the same thing with this bit of texture in the bowl on the Urban, just not as significant. And that is actually getting quite hot. So, I really do hope you enjoyed this video of these two awesome Sylvania street lights that I have in my collection. I have wanted these things for a very long time. Now I finally have both of them. I've had the Urban since my birthday, and I got the B2224 yesterday, but they're just both awesome lights. So I really do hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, thanks for watching.